Good morning, grade 6 students. I hope you are doing well. Please, I want you to pay attention. Today we are going to start a new chapter. This is very interesting. It's the respiratory system. Do you think eating is the only process that keeps living things alive? Of course not. One of them is breathing. Breathing is the process by which oxygen is absorbed and carbon dioxide is released. Oxygen is the fuel to our body cells. Our body cells need oxygen to stay alive and to carry on life processes. So let's define respiration. What is respiration or breathing? Respiration or breathing is the process by which oxygen is absorbed and carbon dioxide is released. All living things breathe. All living things take oxygen from the surrounding environment and release carbon dioxide to this environment. Number two, give examples of living things that breathe. All living things breathe. However, I will give you some examples. Plants, animals, insects, and humans. Yes, plants breathe. During the night, they take oxygen and release carbon dioxide. However, during the day, they cannot breathe. They undergo the process of photosynthesis. In this chapter, we are going to focus on humans. We will study the respiration in humans. Number three, do you think all these living things depend on the same organs in respiration? Of course not. Humans respire by the lungs. However, fish respire using the gills. Totally different organs. So why is then oxygen important? Oxygen is the fuel to our body cells. Our body cells use oxygen and nutrients to produce energy and waste such as carbon dioxide. This is called the cellular respiration. Please observe the first figure. When cells consume nutrients and oxygen, they release carbon dioxide and energy. This is called cellular respiration. Respiration means the absorption of oxygen and the release of carbon dioxide. In this case, the cell is consuming oxygen and releasing carbon dioxide. This is why we call this process as cellular respiration. Cells need oxygen to produce energy. Without oxygen, cells cannot produce energy. Where is oxygen obtained? Oxygen is obtained in the lungs after inhalation, while the nutrients are obtained from the digestion and the absorption of food in the small intestine. What do we call the organ system responsible for respiration? The organ system responsible for respiration is the respiratory system. Where does air pass to reach the lungs? It passes through several organs to reach the lungs. So when humans inhale, air rich in oxygen enters the nose. After the nose, we have a cavity here called the nasal cavity. This cavity warms the air, filters the air from the dust particles, etc. Then, air passes through the pharynx, also known as the throat, then to the larynx. Larynx is the voice box. Then to the trachea, also known as the windpipe. Observe what happens here. The trachea branches into two bronchi, like a tree. The trachea branches into two bronchi. Bronchi is the plural form of bronchus. Then each bronchus divides into smaller branches called bronchioles. So let's repeat these organs. Repeat after me. Nose, nasal cavity, pharynx, larynx, trachea, bronchi, bronchioles. Again, nose, nasal cavity, pharynx, larynx, trachea, bronchi, singular bronchus, bronchiole. And what do we have at the end of the bronchiole? At the end of the bronchiole, we have tiny air sacs called the alveoli. So these air sacs are called alveoli. Can you see? They are surrounded by blood. Why do you think alveoli are surrounded by blood? Alveoli are surrounded by blood to allow the gas exchange. What do I mean by the exchange of gas or the gas exchange? This means the absorption of oxygen and the release of carbon dioxide. So, oxygen is absorbed and carbon dioxide is released here at the level of the alveoli, and this gas exchange occurs between the alveoli and the surrounding blood. Today's session is finished. Please, I want you to do this exercise and study well this chapter. Thank you and see you soon.